the chief was out of line.
And what do you think, if you would, Laura, the difference between this reaction by law enforcement and the reaction by law enforcement with Derek Chauvin when George Floyd incident first occurred? Because watching that, it really seemed to me like law enforcement was more condemning his actions than they were standing in support.
And that's not surprising. I mean, when you watch the video involving George Floyd, I mean, your human reaction, your visceral reaction to that is, it's almost inhumane. It doesn't matter what the reasonable practices are. From a human perspective, putting aside, all the police manuals and what was reasonable in the eyes of an officer, with all the circumstances surrounding what was going on, you could see someone dying and an officer just not moving, staying in his position. So most people wanted to distance themselves from it. Law enforcement was condemning it, and they saw it as excessive. Here, it's different. I see it as different. Here, the defense that it was accidental is a high likelihood, that it could work. And I could see someone like Officer Potter, in her case, actually taking the witness stand and testifying, because only she can explain how and why she got confused, if this was truly accidental, and the jury would want to hear from her, which is very different than what we have in the Floyd case. So it's easier for officers to back her up here because of the genuineness of the way she sounds, her shock, her surprise on that video.
Right, absolutely agree. Great points. Now, probably not surprisingly, protests were sparked by the shooting of Daunte Wright. In response to those protests, the police did use rubber